The other day, you may have seen something similar to this. We call that one Roll for Your Life, Candyman. Well, before that, there was Run for Your Life, Candyman. Now, this one we picked up, you can see, maybe not so much for the price. Cheap, $5 when we got it, and we're like, it looked unique, and we played it. It's actually really, really fun. So let's dive into it. A Cookie's Last Game. Because we're also kind of, forced, to run as fast as we can.
Yeah, there he is! Get him! He has to play the game! Break his legs! We gotta make it into the board. I'm gonna win! I'm gonna win, you gingerbread! Well, technically it's Oreo, but nah! What was that? This is a dangerous game. Whoa. I like. No time for that. Shame this isn't a dice game, because I could roll for my life.
You have Dash and Bash cards and Special Treat cards. The Dash and Bash cards show where you're going to move onto the board. The Special Treat cards obviously give you some kind of special treat if you can use them, and it'll tell you on the card how and when to use them. Each player is given a gingerbread sheet, and you will track your health of your gingerbread man. You start by flipping over a card from the Dash and Bash deck until you draw a card with a single piece of candy printed on it. Have all players circle this candy on their status sheets as a reminder of what candy icon will allow you to draw a special treat in this game. You move around by drawing the cards. Either show a single or a double. If a double, showing two identical icons, move to the second space showing the candy icon of path. If two icons are different, you may choose which one to move closest to instead. You may choose to move forward or backwards along the pathway, which I thought is an interesting thing, and it can actually really help because it can save you from certain moments from your opponent. It could also cause you to go into your candy cage match and stuff like that. If you draw a candy cage match card, transport your token immediately to the nearest candy icon, showing a burst around it. There are 3. When a player ends their movement on a candy icon surrounded by a burst, they may summon any player from the board they occupy. And then you have the match. You basically, the person who started the candy match, take turns drawing cards from the deck and doing damage to the opposing player. No special treat cards may be used during the candy cage match. Attacks continue to be exchanged one at a time until a player draws a Dash and Bash card matching the icon of the space they occupy. When this occurs, it's over. The player who drew the card to end the match immediately moves to the first matching icon of the board. The icons all have different things on them as well. You have Sweet Tooth. If you land on it before at least half of the other players pass the first cage match space, he tears off your head and throws it into the pink gumball candy cage match space. It initiates a candy cage match. Combat, you can have normal combat or special combat. Normal combat, it happens when you move through or land on a space occupied by another player, then you go into combat, and that's where it involves breaking the limbs. So if you draw, for example, a double piece of candy, you break off 2 pieces of wherever that spot is located on the drawing. You can see each limb that can be broken off has a certain piece of candy near it. If there are no boxes left on an area, the cookie part, arm, head, or body is destroyed. You tear off that piece of the sheet, and yeah. And the fun thing is, you can have fun making your own characters by saving on the sheets, which you kind of do a lot in games where you want to kind of save the stuff. Customize them. Special treats, you may have them for a movement. They replace normal combat, outlined by specific rules, giving you a special attack target, just like normal combat, targeting something, have damage or effects. Most are single use and discarded. Others can be, saved for later. There's also equips. There's equips, range, defense, and play at any time. You win the game. The first player who draws a Dash and Bash card that would place them on the last space of the path is the winner. But sadly and scarily, you have to pass the twins. And, evil twins will, break you apart and hurt you. They guard the border, and only one gingerbread man even has a chance to escape in one piece, as they say. A player whose token occupies those last spaces, the little red zone, the candy cane zone, is subject to their attack. If you're in that, They will make 4 attacks upon you at the beginning of your turn. Hope you survive. And as it goes, run as fast as you can, and you go through all these characters, and cards will also show the other people in little blocks too and tell you where to go, what to do, and you can go 2 paths. And then again, what I liked about it was you can go backwards, you know, to avoid like, oh, I can go here and I'll go back this way. I'm like, why'd you want to go there? Because then that way you can, depending on what you're drawing or how you're playing or how you want to avoid, or if you want to battle someone. So I find it very interesting that you can do that. It's a fun little gameplay, and the artwork is pretty unique, pretty interesting, pretty simple, but I like it and it works. And yes, this is the Run for Your Life Candyman game, and then they made the Roll for Your Life Candyman game, which you just saw earlier. And that's the review, Run for Your Life Candyman. We survived, we won! So, if you could find it, I don't know how easy it is to get, but it was easy for us because we had it in a local game store. Give it a try, and it's fun for the whole family, for everyone, and I like the uniqueness and just simple, and then the fun way and savageness, I guess, of it. Kind of like the dice game. Both versions are good. I think I prefer this one a little more, but the other one's just a little too crazy, but this is also pretty fun and crazy. You can win one of 2 ways, destroy everyone, or make it to the end of the line and win. So until next time, give us a big thumbs up. We got more games, old ones, new ones, vintage ones mostly. A lot of fun things coming up. And join us more for the 12 games of Christmas. And subscribe again, like, and stay gnarly. Ho, ho, ho. Whoa.